Hi and welcome, I am Helle, and today I'm going to show you 10 or actually 11 great heavy board games. Games that will play in around 1 to 2 hours. I have made two other lists, one with 10 great easy games and then with 10 medium, and this time I'm going to make a list with 10 heavy, 10 hard games, or actually 11 games. And so we're going to continue from the medium list and advance the complexity of the games. So I have selected 11 games that I think are very good. And I will just start my list with first a game from this year. And the first game I have chosen, which was published this year, is Earth. And this game is a card engine building game. In this game, players, they're going to build their own grid of 4x4 cards. And there are some common goals in the game that you're going to compete against trying to make so you can score points for them. And then you're also going to have your own goals. And you're going to get points for how you're going to place your cards in your grid, depending on the different goal cards you have. There are so many different goal cards, so a lot of replayability in this game. In the game, you have 4 actions that can be chosen from by the active player, and the active player is going to choose one, and then they will get a major and then also a minor benefit, and all other players, they will get a minor benefit. So this is a simultaneous game where everyone is going to do something on each player's turn. And you have to consider where to place your cards. When you're going to activate cards, you're always going from the top to the bottom, so that has some influence on where you want to place your card, and also for the different cards you can score. You might have to have some different symbols in a row or in a column. So there's a lot of puzzly things to think of in this game, and I think that's an enjoyable card engine building game, Earth. And the next game on my list, that is an oldie, that is Puerto Rico, and this is a Euro game. And in this game, each player, they're going to have their own board where they can build buildings, and then you're going to make plantations too. And you're going to try to get a production up so you can produce coffee, sugar, tobacco, indigo, and then you're going to ship them to earn victory points, or maybe to get some more money that you can use to buy buildings. And you can buy buildings that can help you, so that can give you more, so you can get an even better building up and running. And you're going to have turns where you have a start player, and all players, they're going to choose an action tile. And this is the first game I've played where you have simultaneous action selection, where all players, they're going to do something on a player's turn, except if you take the gold action. And I really enjoy this game, and I think when you play it for the first couple of times, it's going to be a bit confusing with all the buildings. You have to learn all the different buildings, what they do. But when you have grabbed it, when you have learned it, then I think this is a very enjoyable game to play, Puerto Rico. And the next game I've chosen, this is also from this year, that is Apiary. And in Apiary, we are going to build our own beehive, and we're going to expand it, and we're going to send out our workers to work and do stuff for us so we can build our beehive. We can get more tiles, we can get more tiles that can help us in building our beehive. And we are going to, and each bee, they have a strength, and they're going to get a higher strength the more we send them out to work. And then at some point, they are going to retire, and we have to bury them. I like how this game works and all the different possibilities you can go for, and there's a lot of different tiles you can use to build to your beehive that can help you, and maybe go for some of the yellow tiles that can bring you victory points at the end of the game. I really think this is an enjoyable bee worker placement in space game. And now to something a bit different from the Euro stylish games. Now to a cooperative game called Zombicide, Undead or Alive. And this is a game where you are going to work together. You're going to control some different heroes, different type of heroes, and they have different abilities depending on which type they are. If they are townsfolk, or they are gunsling or faithful. And then you are going to go on mission and try to survive and kill a lot of zombies, and then you have some objectives you have to fulfill together. And really, I think an enjoyable, just a game where you're going to roll dice, you're going to collect and search items, and then you're going to fight off the zombies and then try to fulfill different objectives. A fun, great, chaotic, cooperative game where I think the scenarios always take a lot longer than they have stated in the rule book. And the next game I have chosen, that is Caverna, the Cave Farmers. And this is a pretty heavy game, and this is really packed with stuff. There's a lot in this game. And this is a good, crunchy Euro worker placement game where you're going to have your own farm, you're going to build your own house, you're going to build your landscape with animals, you're going to farm, you're going to grow. You have a lot of different actions you can choose from, and you're going to grow your little family. You're going to make babies, and then you're going to harvest your different items you can plant, and then you're going to breed your animals. But you also have to feed your people. So each time you make more people to your household, you also have to feed them. But then you also have more workers you can place each turn to get to select different things. You have a lot of different actions you can select from. So this is a really great build up your own family and farm, and you have so many options in this game. This is a great heavy Euro game. And the next game I have chosen, that is the Castles of Burgundy Special Edition. And in this game you're going to roll dice, you're going to select tiles to place to your board, and you're going to try to fill out areas so you can score points for them. If you fill out an area, then you can score points for them, and if you have built all of the same colors to your board, then you will get some special bonuses if you do it first. And the different tiles you build, they're going to give you different abilities. Some will give you victory points, some will give you something that you also can do. Each game, they're going to be different depending on what you're going to go for. If you're going to go for building a lot of animals, building the ships, building all of the building tiles, the brown tiles. Really think this is an enjoyable game. And with this special version, you get a lot of expansions, and you can also play it in the solo mode. And then we have 5 more great games. And the next one up I have, that is Revive. And this is a card building game where you're going to start with some cards where you're going to get more better cards, but you're going to activate them with placing them under your board. And you're also going to explore, and you're also going to have a machine on your track that you can also use. And there are so many things you can do in this game. And I really like how this game works. And also with the cards you're going to get, you're going to explore, and lots of different things you can do and go for in this game. And it also looks very beautiful, the game. So this is a game where you combine a bit of different things with the exploring and also with the card building and activating your cards. Determine if you want to use the top part or the bottom part. And so I think this is a very good exploration card building game. And on the next spot I have chosen Terraforming Mars. And it can be the normal Terraforming Mars, or it can be the version I have here, Terraforming Mars Aeons Expedition. I do like both of them, but this is my favorite version of the ones. But it can be any of the 2 normal Terraforming Mars or this one, Aeons Expedition. And in both versions you have a lot of cards and you have to terraform Mars. But in this version you are going to choose actions, and then all players, they're going to get the action. And the players that have chosen a specific action, they're going to get a bonus for choosing that action. They're going to do something more. So I like the thing that you're going to do something on the same turn, and I like how you are going to get your production up and running, and the way you're going to build with the cards in this version. I do like it, and I think it's a bit more simple to play as a new player than the normal Terraforming Mars. Really a great game where you're going to get a production up and running with building different cards, and 10 you have to terraform Mars. Really a great game, Terraforming Mars, and this version Aeons Expedition. And the next game I have chosen on my list, that is a cooperative game. and that is a deck building game that is Aeons End Legacy, and it could also just be Aeons End, but this Legacy version is really good, I think, and we really enjoyed playing through this Legacy version. And in Aeons End, it is a deck building game where you're going to start with cards and you're never going to shuffle your cards. That is a special thing here. When you're going to discard your cards, you're going to arrange them in what order you want to. And then when you're going to use them again, you're just going to flip them to the side. So you're not going to shuffle your cards. And in this game, you're going to fight against different monsters and there are different things you have to overcome, and you're going to work together and you're going to build your deck so your character is going to be stronger. And this is just an awesome game, I think, and a great deck building game and cooperative game. Really enjoy Aeons End Legacy. And then the next game that I have chosen is Gloomhaven, and I have taken the version Jaws of the Lion. I really think both Gloomhaven and Jaws of the Lion, they are great. So it can be any of them. But if your first time you're going to play it, then I will recommend Jaws of the Lion. It is also a cooperative game, and you are going to go through different campaigns. You're going to different scenarios, and you're going to work together. And you are not going to roll dice in this one. You have a deck when you have to fight, where you're going to flip over cards that are going to add some stats to what you can attack with, depending on your weapons you have. But you're going to control your own hero, and you're going to fulfill some scenarios, and you're going to fight against different monsters that are going to attack you. And this version here is easy to set up and play, and it's really good in introducing you gradually to how the game is played. They have some intro scenarios that are easy to go through, and then it's going to be more and more difficult. More difficulty is going to be added to it. But really a great campaign game where you can go through a lot of different campaigns. And I do have a lot of playthroughs, and I have a lot I need to edit to with this game. But Gloomhaven, an awesome game too. And the last game I have on my list, that is Nemesis. And this is a semi-cooperative game. You can play it fully cooperative if you want to, but as intended, it is a semi-cooperative game. You are on a spaceship. There are aliens on the spaceship, and you need to try to survive. That is one objective. You also are going to get an objective for yourself, so that you have to fulfill to be able to win the game. So first you need to survive. You need to try to fulfill your personal objective. And this game is just such an intense game because you are on the spaceship. You're going to move around, and you're going to make noise, and you're going to attract aliens. And at some point aliens might appear in your room. You're going to try and fight them, and you're going to try and run away, and you might get infected. So you're going to get some infection cards where you don't know if you are infected or not. Only at the end of the game, if you scan them, or in the game you can also maybe scan them and get rid of them. It's just such an intense game. And when we are playing with more players, then not all characters, they are going to survive. Some characters, they will die. So you might have in a game that maybe 1 or 2 players, they are going to win, and then the other players, they are going to lose because they died, or maybe they got infected and didn't fulfill their objective. A great intense game, and just a very great game. I do have a lot of playthroughs on this game too, if you're interested in the game on my channel. But that was the last game I had on my list, Nemesis. So that was the 11 games that I have chosen for my list. There are many more games that I would have loved adding to my list, but this is the 11 games that I have chosen that I think are all very great games. And they are more heavy than the previous games that I had on my 2 other lists. I will make links for those lists in the description. And that was it from me. Thanks for watching.